Yeah, what's up, addict? Yeah. Gotta give love to get love around here. Y'all didn't know that? Yeah. You didn't know that? Your mama didn't teach you that? I'm gonna tell you what my mama taught me. She taught me how to fight back. I come from a family of women who love to fight. My grandmother had a lot of siblings. It was like 22 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. My great-grandmother was vicious, baby. And they all drank, so they were alcoholics, And I had this one who was kind of my favorite. You always had that one relative that don't nobody want to see coming, right? So we used to have parties and stuff down the dirt road, round the back, by the boneyard, and everybody used to say, if y'all tell Aunt Janetta about this party, we whooping somebody's ass. We knew it was gonna be a fight if she showed up. But this heifer worked for the CIA, and she always knew when we was having a party.
Wow.
And Aunt Janetta would show up. She always had a drink in her hand and her pocketbook under her arm, and she always carried a Smith & Wesson. Now, if y'all young, you don't know what that means. That's some brass for your ass, okay? That, you're gonna feel that heat. And so she would show up mad at the whole family because nobody told her about the party. And we looking at her like, you know why we didn't tell you about the party, because you like to fight. Well, I was saddened not too long ago. My mom called me and she said, I got some bad news. I said, what? She said, your auntie died. I said, which one? She said, Aunt Janetta. I said, what? I said, how she died? She said, she was mugged. I was like, mugged? She said, yeah. The thing that killed the guy hit her real hard in the back of the head. And I was sad for a minute. Then I started laughing. And my mama said, why are you laughing? I said, because you know what? She had to be whooping his ass to make him hit her in the back of the head. You know how mad you got to make somebody to hit you in the back of your head and you a little old lady? I said, that man came up to Aunt Janetta and she told him, get out of her face, and he thought she was playing. He didn't know Aunt Janetta liked to fight. See, he came up on the wrong one. I would pay money to see that damn footage. I know she was beating the hell out of him.
Hell yeah.
Because she ain't giving up her purse. That shit running the family. And I'm going to tell you how I know. My mama called me one night. I'm 1,500 miles away from home. Houston is 1,500 miles away. My mama called me one night breathing hard. I said, what's wrong? I was mugged. I said, mugged? I said, what the hell you doing outside this time of night? She said, I was going somewhere and didn't nobody want to give me a ride, so I said, I just catch the bus home. I said, you gonna catch the bus home in the middle of the night by yourself? She said, yeah, and I got off the bus and this N-word ran up and grabbed my purse. I said, well, why didn't you give me your purse, Mom? She said, that's my goddamn purse. I'm not giving him my purse. She said, I must have heard him. I said, what you mean? She said, because when he grabbed the purse, I ran back and I bust his ass in the mouth. I think I broke my knuckles. I said, Mom, you fighting somebody in the middle of the night over a damn purse? She said, I'm going to tell you what I know. He wasn't getting my damn purse, and he wasn't going to get away easily. I said, what everybody don't understand is we have a slogan in my family. This shit ain't going to end the way you think. It ain't going to end the way you think. And that man ran up on my mama, not knowing that the women in my family turn into Superman when we under stress, right? And when we get excited, we get superpowers, like Thor. You know how Thor threw that hammer? I could just see my mama in my filmmaker mind that she hit his ass like that hammer and bust him in the head. She said, I know he was hurt. I said, okay, mama, how was he hurt? Because I got blood on my hand. I said, you got blood on your hand? She said, yeah. I said, you sure it's not your blood? She said, it might be a little of my blood, but I saw him drop something. I said, what you think he dropped? She said, I know he dropped whatever he had from my purse. That's how hard I hit him. I know I knocked 2 of his teeth out. This is my mama. She, storyteller, she gonna tell you her version. That's where we get storytelling from in my family. You come to my house on the weekend or a holiday, you getting a story. I said, okay, mama, you knocked 2 of his teeth out. She said, I'm telling you, I got hawk eyes. He dropped something by the railroad track. I'm going to go see what it is. I said, mama, take your ass home. Take your ass home, for we have to come find you. So I called my sister. Now, I'm 1,500 miles away from home. I said, mama, why you ain't call nobody that live right there? She always called me. And I forget, I'm the oldest. It's PTSD. She always called me. I'm a problem solver. That's what I get in trouble, because I solve problems. I solve everybody's problem in here in 5 minutes. That's who I am. So I said, okay, mama, hold on, put you on 3-way. I'm going to call somebody to come get you. They went back the next morning. Sure enough, the man had dropped her purse. She had all her shit by the railroad track. And it was blood. It was a bloodline. She knocked the hell out of that man. That man probably went to the ER. He went to the ER. Now this is the first time my mama has called me about an emergency like that. You know, just by reflex. I've seen her in action, standing next to her. And I'm gonna quickly tell this story, Carol. We coming home from high school football game. I was a cheerleader. We walking down the street, the college right here. We gonna get picked up on the corner. Everybody walk out the stadium, so you know, to be traffic. We stand on the corner, me, my play brother, and my sister and my mama. A guy run by and snatched the gold-plated chain my play brother is wearing, right? They used to snatch chains back in the day, and ripped his polo shirt. This fool is in shock. Big old Amazon football player in shock. He can't move. And all of a sudden, my mama grabbed this boy and got him in the air by 2 hands. And I'm like, what the fuck? She said, what the hell y'all doing around here? Y'all running around here trying to rob people? What you gonna do now? What you gonna do now? The boy's feet is dangling in the air. I'm looking at my mom, look like Superman. Now I'm scared, right? I'm the oldest. I gotta have her back. I found a stick. It's a stick on the ground, look like Moses, right? I said, mama, I got your back. I got your back, mama. I got your back. I said, let him go, let him go. No, I ain't. Now she bad. Okay, we from the hood. Mama, I ain't letting this motherfucker go. He wanna be robbing people. Now let's see how you gonna get away. The boy started crying. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry. No, don't be crying now, nigga. Don't cry now. So my mama dropped the food. He run off. We all go home. She's sitting in the chair like she the damn queen of Sheba. Like if you do anything to her, she gonna handle your ass. And we were scared of my mama. Still to this day. She would knock your ass in the back of the head and you won't even know you bleeding until the barn. So the moral of this story, to all the people that mess with me all the time, don't get fucked up, okay? I'm Patricia Tone.